Hello, and if you got your poem right, then you're at the right place. Welcome to What Is That? Where we discuss all things poem. First things first, we really do need to define what postmodernity really is. Have you got it? I'll give it a second. Okay, I'll take it anyway. Postmodernism could best be described as an abundance of hybrid genres that take semiotic rates on one another. The influx of postmodern thinking started after the 1900s modernist revolution, showing an incredulity towards meta narratives such as religion, philosophy, and art. Three features of postmodernity could be such as hyperrealism, intersectionality, and prestige. The three case studies that we're going to be discussing today is Rihanna's S&M, Orange is the New Black, and ETA. It could be said that all three are postmodern, and to some degree are post-postmodern. So today, I'm going to be breaking down my case study, and then the lovely Siobhan and the lovely Hannah will be describing theirs. But first things first, I'll go. So my case study is Rihanna's S&M. It was directed in 2011 by Melina Mastikas. She also directed Rihanna's Rude Boy 2009 and Rockstar 101, all taken from Rihanna's Rated R album, debuted in 2009. So for S&M, it could be said that there are a lot of postmodern features, such as intersectionality, and one feature of intersectionality that we see is Fox News that's been disguised as Cox News, and the walking of Perez Hilton, celebrity blogger, as Rihanna's bitch. And I think that this is effective because it heightens the provocativeness of it. It heightens the drama. We want to be shocked as an audience. I think that Rihanna also cleverly bridges together two genres together, which is popular culture and high culture. This will also be known as prestige. One feature of this is the homage to Andy Warhol's pop art, seen in the bright backgrounds, the bright clothes, and the bright red hair. Overall, I think that Rihanna's postmodern video for S&M is very postmodern because we've got audience participation. Thanks guys, cheer! It can be said that Rihanna's S&M video is very postmodern because she bridges together two genres that her audience might not be aware of and educates us in a way that we don't really know that we're being educated while we're consuming the video, and I think that's the best feature of it all. So, here to talk about their videos are Siobhan and Hannah. Let's get them out! Woo! Come on guys, come on down. And then describe their case studies.
The new Netflix special TV series, Orange is the New Black, is a prime example of new postmodern TV. This show frequently provides flashbacks which fragment the episodes for the viewers to give more insight into the lives of the main characters. In episode 2, Red is depicted in her flashbacks as a woman trying to fit in with others who simply want nothing to do with her. These women are not imprisoned but are just as harsh and callous as the women who are. Piper, on the other hand, is having a hard time fitting into prison during the present day, and she tries to make good with Red in order to be able to receive food. The flashbacks provide some fragmentation to the narrative, like Jameson describes, and in this case they provide a clever form of juxtaposition. Red had trouble fitting in on the outside of prison, while Piper is having trouble fitting in the inside of prison. On the other hand, Jameson's belief that postmodern work being depthless seems quite untrue in this instance. Fragmenting the narrative to reveal more of the characters shows an attempt to create depth. There is more to the characters than what they reveal in prison. The fact that it must be shown through flashbacks almost feels as though the viewers are getting to look inside a crystal ball and peer into some of the characters' pasts. Some of the behaviour is displayed up front in prison to show characters' present-day lives, which often deviate from the gender norms. This suggests that perhaps Orange is the New Black is actually poem-like, adding depth and showing the reality of society. As Joseph Rodriguez states, norms which may hold up outside of prison do not exist so openly inside of prison, and not all women satisfy the stereotypical elegant image women sometimes create. These women break away from the norms, made evident from instances like when the two prisoners fought over ice cream. In this case, fighting would be unladylike. Also, the ending of episode 2 depicted the woman who supplied Piper with jalapenos to be conniving and having an ulterior motive. Qualities women in a normal societal structure should not have. The postmodern theory illustrates some sound arguments which may or may not hold up all the time.
Let's welcome Siobhan! Woo!
Yeah! Come on! Indeed, one wonders how our easy aim with its glib, no postmodern irony can handle the heroine actually sneaking around. It reminds me of the difference between Amy Herklin's Fast Time, Ridgemont High, 1982, and Clueless, 1995. Fast Times had everything, drugs and abortion, whereas Clueless, like Easy A, floated around with the knowing but also essential purity of Cher. In a moment of peak, Brittany Murphy's tie tells Cher, "You're just a virgin who can't drive." Cher responds that was harsh, Ty, but keeping the Valley Girl innocent. Herkling could keep film as chaste as Doris Day film ends with a kiss. Clueless could play innuendo without getting dirty, but Bert V. Royal, the writer of Easy A, knows this. He draws so heavily on the former movie's example, he even includes a scene where Olive suffers sexual harassment, abandonment in the night city streets, and a rescue by the right guy. Just as Cher did in Clueless, in the same way that Clueless foresaw the cell phone revolution, so does Easy A exhibit the high-speed social impact of texting. For all of Olive's talk of John Hughes' films, Clueless could have influenced Royal the most. Mean Girls 2004 is another witty, well-written film that comes into mind as part of it, because Emma Stone closely resembles Lindsay Lohan. Both movies feature a highly marginalised heroine who looks around for a way to stand out in a new high school. Only in this case, a group of plastics is the source of all friction instead of a Christian group run by a man first. Both films feature unusually sympathetic adults, with Tina playing the cool teacher as Church does in this film. And here's Hannah to discuss what comes next.
It has been suggested that postmodernism is dead by people such as Alan Kirkby. However, it's believed that it's not dead, just no longer the vanguard. Highly saturated everything, the questioning of all beliefs and narratives became default posture, and we all came to accept that identity is something constructed, and we even embraced new tools like blogs, Facebook and the internet to allow us to not only construct our identity with a great sense of efficiency, but also to project it to the world in ever more refined iterations. However, at some stage, this all stopped working and became irrelevant. Maybe we saw that everyone could do it, or that we felt that at some level it was superficial semiotic play. Postmodern works became almost self-deconstructing, perhaps because of a heightened sense of reality. An article written by Paper claimed that the best way I can describe what I think comes next.
One of our presenters is feeling a little laughable today. Still has to excuse her. Let's make her feel welcome, guys. Woo! You can do it. Don't worry. We have faith in you. Take it away.
In the light of postmodernism is the death of cool. The detachment and aloofness that defined cool are no longer palatable to younger generations. Whatever, followed by some clear deconstruction of motives, intent and meaning, is no longer an acceptable response to an idea or question. Deconstruction is no longer an excuse for inaction or withdrawal, and this is called postmodernism.
We'll see you next time for some more What is that? #Pomo for life. Bye now.